Hey, it's your boy Clem.
And your co-host Jaden Cruz.
Homecoming week was a huge success as everyone had a blast at the pep rally game and dance.
We appreciate the spirit in which all students showed throughout the week.
From now on, the student store will have ice cream for $1, so stop by for a treat.
Did your birthday just pass July, August, September, babies? Head to the student store on the 31st for free ice cream and courtesy of ASB.
If you need a textbook, head to the library to pick them up.
On Saturday, October 21st, Iman will be hosting free CPR and free aid training in the cafeteria from 8 to 4.
This week, we had Austin Rice catch up with Claremont's brighter teachers to discuss the metacognition mission.
I'm Austin Rice, and accompanying me is Mr. Zotterer, the metacognitive master from New York. We are here to investigate the mysteries of metacognition and how one can transcend their writing from their spirituality, as Mr. Zotterer has. In your pastime, you are an avid surfer?
Yes, I am.
How would you say surfing has influenced your writing?
I think, like all things, surfing has a certain flow to it. Writing has a certain flow. I think when I'm in the zone and thinking about thinking in terms of how it relates to surfing, whether I'm walking forward on a board and trying to find the best spot to trim, or whether I'm articulating my thoughts well enough and finding the right word and the right strategy to implement to achieve my purpose. When the syntax flows, the surfing flows.
Do you believe metacognition is essential to the evolution of one's writing?
Well, metacognition is merely thinking about thinking, and when we think metacognitively, we think metacognitively about everything we do, just like we were talking about how you were holding the microphone a moment ago. I think metacognitively about my surfing, how I'm walking forward on a surfboard, the way the wave is forming and how I respond to it. And I catalog all of these metacognitive moments in my mind so that when I'm riding my next wave, I kind of play back the tape to help me figure out how to react, how to respond. And I think this is the same way that students learn to write. We write, I think, originally by imitation. We start writing by imitation and by feel, sound, what we hear, what we see, how we think. But eventually, we want to impact it. If you want to implement verbs better, predicates, you think about different analytical situations in which you implemented specific verbs and whether those instances of verb usage were effective. And then you think about the current context and the verbs that you want to use, and you play back all that videotape of all those other instances. And I think it's something that we become better at doing. We improve our metacognitive abilities to be able to play back more and more in tape and synthesize all of these individual episodes to better inform our current state of mind. And we teach ourselves basically in how to make better decisions. You probably need a rest now.
Thank you, Mrs. Otter, for that illuminating experience. And as you begin to nurture your own writing skills, remember to once in a while sit down and eat a cookie mindfully. Ground yourself to that very moment of prosperity and relinquish all regrets of the past and worries of the future, and enjoy the trivialities of life. Thank you.
Enlightening. Somehow Zotter always ties metacognition into surfing.
You know what else is enlightening? Griffin. He always knows what's up with the sports. In fact, I think he knows this entire week's rundown for sports. Griffin, what do you have?
Hey Chieftains, if you're interested in joining a fall sport and you need to get cleared for a winter sport, talk to Coach Diaz in room 311. And speaking of sports, let's talk to you about what our great CHS sports teams are up to this week. On Tuesday, girls tennis is at Mission Bay, girls volleyball is also away at Mira Mesa, and boys water polo takes on Scripps Ranch to battle for first place in league. On Thursday, boys polo heads to Rancho Bernardo to take on the Broncos at 4:15. And finally on Friday, football is home again against Kearney for our pink out game, so wear tons of pink to come support our Chiefs. With that, here's some last week's highlights. Over the weekend, Claremont Polo took third in their Ocean View tournament, winning their first 3 games. And for our homecoming game, our Chiefs beat Crawford 24-13. Jay Rensfield had over 200 all-purpose yards and 3 touchdowns. Austin Rice ran for 124 yards, and the defense had 7 sacks to dismantle the Colts. Now, that's all for today. Remember, everyone, it's a great day to be a Chieftain. Clem, back to you.
Thanks, Griff. Thanks for joining us today. Tune in next time to hear about the wonderful world of Claremont High.
And don't forget, Chieftains, always keep it orange and blue.
Now this one dedicated to all of you them who out there and know for say nice things to them girls. Treat her like diamonds and pearls. Dedicated to all the girls around the world. And this is Raven and Shaggy with a combination with your mix. Flip this one for your music.